Pinky. Pinky. Hey, it's your girl Pinky, Pinky, and I'm so fly. And today, Pink Panthers, we're gonna do another show review. Mo shows. Okay, now we're going to talk about And Just Like That, okay? But before I start this video, make sure you drop it like it's hot on that like button. Make sure you get low in the comment section. Make sure you shake it like a salt shaker on the subscribe button and turn your post notification bell so you know when the next bell is going to be here, okay? Because when you hit that bell, it's going to be like ring-a-ding-a-ding, ring-a-ding-a-ding, ring-a-ding-a-ding. Ring-a-ding-a-ding, okay? Like I said, it's your girl Pinky, aka Rum Money, aka Young Shorty, aka Little Miss Tenderoni. And let's get into this video. Now, we're going to talk about And Just Like That, which is a Sex and the City reboot. Now, I am a Sex and the City fan, just like many of you guys are. I'm going to be honest. I would have been more satisfied if we just had a third movie. Like, if we just had a Sex and the City 3, I would have been more satisfied than a reboot on the show. Now, is a reboot good? It's okay. Like, I will give it like a 7. Like, you know, like, I'll give it like a 7. I mean, there's many things I was like, okay, this is cute. And then there's other stuff I'm like, no, why did y'all write that in the script? But, like I said, I know they didn't do a third movie because Kim Cattrall, aka she played Samantha Jones, she didn't want to be in a third movie, let alone she didn't want to be in a reboot. I completely understand that. Did they should have just shut down the whole idea that Sex and the City needs to come back. Like, I'm the type of person, I understand one person can't stop the show, but yes they can. I'm the type of person, if everybody is not going to do it, then why do it? I'm that type of person. Like, that's like saying if Destiny Child get back together, can it be all 6 of them? Like, you know? So that's just my whole thing about it. But yeah, but let's get into it. So first, it's not called Sex and the City. It's called And Just Like That. If you're a real OG fan, you know that Carrie always said And Just Like That. I think after each ending of the Sex and the City episode, so that's what she said. So I guess they just made it this title. A lot of people didn't like how they made an excuse about Samantha. I actually did. I felt like they kind of gave us a Tony from Girlfriends excuse, like when Jill Marie Jones left Girlfriends. I feel like that was literally the same exact excuse they made. They was like, oh, she lives in London, doing her own thing, blah blah blah, and then they went really in deep and say that Carrie and Samantha fell out. And of course, they kind of made Charlotte and Miranda kind of fell out with her. So, because Carrie didn't want Samantha to be her PR anymore, which I didn't know Samantha was her PR. Maybe I missed that, but yeah. But I guess people thought that wasn't really a excuse because they felt like Samantha would have never done that. But I really feel like they said she lives in London. So if they have like future seasons, and they're going to try to convince Kim Cattrall to come back. That's why I think they said that. A lot of people thought they should have just killed her off. No. Why? Because they felt like because she had cancer, so if they killed her off, they should just say she had cancer again and clearly she didn't make it. No, like I said, I like this reasoning because y'all kind of telling us we're going to try to see if Kim Cattrall wants to do it, to get Kim Cattrall back. I think that's why they did that. Moving on. What I didn't like is that they killed Big. That was a huge shocker. I was not expecting that. Why did y'all kill Big? Granted, I'm not gonna lie. Out of Team Big and Team Aiden, I was more Team Aiden. I'm sorry. I feel like Aiden treated her right. Big never did. But Carrie and Big are married. Why did y'all have to kill him off? I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on with him now in the media, but they kind of aired it out after they shot this. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But no, I liked how, because you do have female widows, you do have male widows that unfortunately their significant others pass away. But I didn't like how they killed him off. Like, I didn't really like that, but they did, and I like how they were making the transition to Carrie being a widow, and she needs to find her sexiness. She needs to find herself again. But a lot of people felt like she didn't really show emotion. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I feel like everybody has their own grief process of how they deal with grief, or like they say, people that deals with grief, they go through 5 steps. Maybe she's just dealing with the 5 steps, but I feel like nah, she loved that man. She showed some emotion. She loved that man. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I like how they kind of brought Natasha back. I kind of felt like that was kind of a bit silly, but I guess anything to bring back Natasha, that's what they did. But it was good to see Natasha again and to let people know that she moved on and she's not worried about Big. Okay. Anyway, I did not like what they did to Stanford's and Anthony's marriage. To me, it's kind of like, are y'all trying to break up everybody's marriage on this show? Like, what are we doing here? Um, Now I know that the guy that played Stanford, he passed away. Rest in peace to him. Um, I didn't like how they did his character. I felt like him and Anthony should have still been married, but like how Stanford told Anthony he was gonna move to Tokyo. Why? How come Anthony just couldn't move to Tokyo with him? Like, I don't understand why they're kind of making long distance marriages on TV shows. Like, if they're married, just let Anthony go with him. Like, why Anthony couldn't go with him? And I understand they kind of had marriage problems, but I don't know. I feel like they kind of should have just let Anthony move with Stanford to Tokyo. And since Stanford in real life passed away, they should have just let Anthony go back and forth to New York, Japan. New York, Japan. I feel like that's how they should have just done it with Anthony's character, but okay. Charlotte's character. Charlotte is still same old Charlotte. Um, I'm glad that Charlotte and Harry are still married. They haven't broke up their marriage. Like, that's the thing about this show. Either they kill off a character, everybody's getting a divorce, they're talking about age, or, all of that. It's kind of just like, what the heck? But Charlotte, she's kind of like that parent that I feel like she kind of cares what people think. And she tried to fit so much into like New York, like wife and mom society. And she's trying to be in the right crowd. It's like, Charlotte, girl, be yourself. Like, don't try to fit in with people. Like, be yourself. Like, and I like how she has a friend outside of Carrie and Miranda. Um, Nicole Ari Parker's character. I like her character. She's basically the black girl version of Charlotte. Basically. So I like their friendship. Um, I like Lily and Rose, who now calls, you know, is now Rock. I feel like that's, they're giving us, kids and children and, like people's lives in the 2022 community, so I like that. Yeah. That's it with Charlotte's storyline. Now I kind of didn't like how. So I guess Lisa, that's her new friend, she had a get together, and Charlotte was worried about, you know, worried about that she didn't have a lot of black friends, and she wanted to invite some black people to her part. Or no, or was it? No, she was going to throw a party, and she was inviting Lisa and her husband, but then she realized she didn't have a lot of black friends. I thought that was corny. Like, oh my god, that was corny as heck. And then I didn't like how Lisa had a party and she invited Charlotte and Harry. And I guess Lisa told her about a friend of hers, and Charlotte was like, oh my God, are you such and such? And that was the wrong black girl. What she trying to say? Black people look alike? What she trying to say? Like, that was too. Y'all didn't have to put that in a screen, in a screen. Like, that was too much. Like, come on now. That was corny. But other than that, Charlotte was just Charlotte. Miranda. Oh gosh, I don't like what they're doing with her character. Oh, Miranda. Now, y'all talking about Samantha. They're doing Miranda wrong. Miranda is not giving me Sex in the City Miranda. She's giving me midlife crisis. Oh my gosh, I'm going insane. Y'all not doing her care. I don't like what y'all doing to Miranda's character. I'm sorry. I don't like what y'all doing to with her character. First, y'all trying to make it seem like she's an alcoholic. Y'all really not telling me why she's an alcoholic. Like, is she an alcoholic because her life is not going as planned? Is she an alcoholic because her marriage with Steve is not a marriage anymore? Are y'all making her an alcoholic because she's not fine with herself? I'm not understanding why she's an alcoholic. I'm not really understanding that storyline. And then she's in love with Shay, who's a female. Like, are y'all doing that because she's a, like a lesbian in real life? Like, I didn't really understand that either. Like, it was just, which is okay, but how they're going about it, I don't like. Like, it seems really forced to me. Like you and Steve is all you and her and Steve has always been a roller coaster, and they finally get in check. All of a sudden, Steve has hearing problems. I'm guessing she's saying her and Steve is like a roommate, which a lot of marriage couples have said that. But sis, if you knew that you and Steve was having problems, why did they go to a marriage counselor? Like, do people not want to? I feel like she just doesn't like Steve like that, and she's giving an excuse to not want to be with him. Like, girl, just go to marriage counselor, call it a day. Like, what are we doing here? And then Miranda, how, oh Lord, first of all, so she's going back to college to get her master's. Great, just great. But she confused the professor with a student. That's perfectly fine. But why did she have to bring up Black Lives Matter into it? Oh my God. Oh, Miranda. Why did. I understand that's what's going on in 2022. But why did y'all have to write that in the script? Why did y'all have to do that? She was like, oh, sorry, that's the professor. So she was like, I am the professor. Oh, you look so good to be a professor. Oh, I'm not saying that because you're black. Oh, I'm not saying. Miranda, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Then she go bring in the braids. Like, oh, I'm not saying that because you're a black woman. No, Miranda. Like, oh, girl. Oh gosh, that was such a cringe-worthy like scene. I was like this. I was like, no, Miranda, no, Miranda, no. Oh, Miranda, I don't like how they're doing her character. Out of all the characters, I don't like her character. Like, it's just, y'all making her somebody that she's not, or y'all changing her to somebody that she is not. Like, I don't like, she dated Blair Underwood's character in the sixth season on Sex and the City. Why are y'all acting like she's like uncomfortable around black people? Like, I don't really like that. And then her and Shay, are you just going through a midlife crisis and you feel like if you're liking Shay is a part of that, or do you really like Shay? Like, I don't understand what she really likes about Shay. All that she feels alive when she's with Shay. They did her Humpty Dumpty is good. Like, I just don't understand. And that was so embarrassing when her and Shay did that in the kitchen and she's supposed to be watching Carrie. Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. I was like, this. It's kind of like you don't want to see it, but you can't help but to see it. It's just like, I was like this. Miranda. It did. Carrie go confront her, and Miranda's being embarrassed, acting like it was no big deal. Girl, that was a big deal. And then Carrie's reaction to every time she talks about Shay is literally my reaction. Carrie is looking at Miranda like, "Are you good? Do you need to? Are you good?" Like, I feel like Carrie think it's a midlife crisis. Like, she really don't know what she doing. It's Carrie's looking at her like, "Are you sure? What about you?" Is Steve like, Carrie is just like, "What am I missing here? Did I miss something?" Carrie's reaction to every time Miranda talk about Shay is literally my reaction. Literally. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Anyway, and then she tried to do the Humpty Dumpty with Steve. He didn't do it right. Steve, y'all rusty. Y'all rusty. I felt like it's kind of like, oh, you're not doing it how she did it. So yeah, that's definitely a sign that we should get a divorce. Miranda. I feel like you're just want to get a divorce with from Steve. That's just how it is. Like, Miranda. Moving on, like, Miranda, I could go all day talking about Miranda's storyline. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like how Carrie met a new friend, her real estate agent, Seema. I like her. I feel like a lot of people can relate to her storyline. That's why I like Seema. So I like how her, Charlotte, and Miranda, like, besides them and their friend group, they have other people that they can be cool and friends with too. I like that. I like how Miranda's professor and Miranda finally warmed up to each other, that they can call each other friends. It's sad how Miranda's professor and her husband, they're having fertility issues. That's really, really sad. I hope she ends up getting pregnant and everything goes a plan. And I hope her husband don't get a divorce. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. Excuse me. I kind of thought Lisa and her husband was going to get a divorce, but so far so good. They're not getting a divorce. Who else? Am I missing something? Somebody? Um, oh, so Carrie dating the Peter dude. First of all, I think that is way too soon to be dating somebody after you just lost your husband. To me, at least, I feel like that was a little bit too soon. Even she would say that. Like, everybody was like, "Oh, your husband died, so who you're gonna date next?" It's like, can she grieve? Like, can she, like, she has to, you have to understand, it went from her and big to now she has to do everything by herself. She has to look for a place to, like, she is not thinking about no other dude. It went from her being married to her being by herself. She is not thinking about dating. I understand this is a Sex in the City reboot, so y'all try to make all the girls be single and look for guys again. I understand that, but she just lost her husband. Like, can y'all at least wait till like season two or like the ending of season two to make her fall for a guy? Like, god dang. Like, anyway, so I felt like I love how her and Peter, they had something in common. He lost his wife, she lost her husband. I knew that was not going to last. I don't think Peter is her style. I don't think that's Carrie's type of guy. So I knew that wasn't going to last. And I felt her when she said, when they kissed, she's like, it's just not big. It's just not big. I like that. I like that. But at the end of the episode, she falls in love with her, Shay, and the other dude's Frankie, I think, podcast manager. That was interesting. See, he looks like more her type, not Peter. Like her podcast manager looks more her type. So we'll see how that goes for season 2. Um and I also like how Carrie and Samantha, like Samantha was telling Carrie, like, oh, I'm so sorry for Big. Call me if you need anything. Like, I like how they were texting each other. Like I'm saying, you guys, I feel like they didn't close the Samantha chapter with a death because they're trying to persuade Kim Cattrall to come back. I think that's why. Or they're maybe looking for a new Samantha. Like maybe they're gonna get somebody to take her place. I don't know. But if they get a new Samantha, she gonna have a lot of shoes to fill. Cause Kim Cattrall, Samantha Jones, that is a legendary character. So they're either gonna try to persuade Kim Cattrall to come back, or they're trying to find a new Samantha to take her place. Other than that, I think that's it. I think that's all the characters that I can talk about. So my rating for It's Just Like That, I'll give it a 7. Hopefully they get a season 2, just because I feel like if they're not gonna get a season 2, I am not going to be satisfied with this ending. I'm not even going to say they had a reboot. I'm just going to go by Sex and the City 2 ending. So hopefully they get a season 2. We shall see. Oh, and Miranda. She told Steve, her and Steve, that scene was very sad. And Steve was just basically telling Carrie, like, what did I do? He said, I'm going to always have this ring on. That was deep. I love that scene. Steve fight for Miranda. I hope Steve fights for Miranda. Like, I hope Steve doesn't just settle. Like, I hope he fights for Miranda. Like, I hope he fights for Miranda. And I'm so surprised Shay likes Miranda like that. I kind of thought she was going to, like, hit it and quit it. But that didn't happen. And Miranda is giving up her internship to go with LA with Shay. Well, we shall see how that goes. But yeah, like I said, go watch It Just Like That. It is on HBO and HBO Max. The season is basically over, but you can still watch like season 1 on HBO Max. And yeah, you guys, comment down below. What did you think? Are you satisfied? Do you like it? Did you not like it? Do you like the where everybody's at in life? Comment down below. Let's chit chat, okay? I hope you liked this video. Make sure you like or dislike, thumbs up or thumbs down, comment. Please be paid to subscribe. Turn on your post notification bell so you can know when my next video is going to be here, okay? Follow my Facebook at Raven Robinson. That's RAYVES space ROBINSON. And follow 2 of my Instagrams. One at Show the Peaky and the other at PeakyBear00. And follow my TikTok at The Peaky Show, because I be going crazy. Okay? Like my saying goes, let's smile, be yourself. Don't worry. Be happy. Okay? Also, subscribe to Mr. Shady and The Peaky Show. It's your girl Peaky, PINKY. And I'm so fly. Holla at your girl. Oh, and get BT's shirt.